There is a strange and often painful paradox in the world of attraction that we as men often take many years and many wounds to truly understand. When you try harder to hold on, she drifts further away. But when you truly accept walking away, she suddenly returns. Have you ever experienced this moment? You spent months investing, soothing, and doing everything to prove your love, but in return, you only received indifference or short, blunt text messages. Then, on the day you felt too exhausted and decided to let go, to focus on your own life, suddenly, your phone starts vibrating constantly. She starts asking how you are, she starts caring, and the emotions in her seem to be intensely revived. Many people would call this a cat and mouse game, or assume that women enjoy being neglected. But at Femina Mind, we view it through a much deeper lens. It is not that she likes being hurt. It is because there is a massive shift in the balance of power and respect when a man demonstrates that he truly has the ability to walk away. Why do we as men often ignore the power of leaving? It is because we are taught that persistence is the key. We mistakenly believe that staying under any circumstances, even when treated with a lack of respect, is an expression of noble love. But in reality, in the psychology of attraction, staying at all costs often sends a hidden signal that says, "I have no better option than you," or "I need you to feel like I have value." Doubting your position in a relationship is not a sign of weakness. It is a healthy self-defense signal. It tells you that you are investing in a depreciating asset. The willingness to walk away is not a fake trick used to make her chase you. It is an internal state that says, "I love you, I want you in my life, but I do not need you to survive." The most dangerous mistake the majority of men make is being ready to declare, "I will leave if you keep acting like this." But deep down inside, they never actually follow through. They only use words to threaten, while their energy still radiates panic and dependency. Women, with their sharp intuition, will always sense this pretension. In this video, we are going to strip away the psychological patterns so you can understand why the willingness to walk away has such a great power to turn the tide. We are not learning how to beat her. We are learning how to never lose your own status and self-respect. If you have ever felt someone's attitude change the moment you started caring less, leave a comment saying "shift below." That is when you began to touch one of the most powerful laws of attraction. Now, let us begin decoding the first patterns regarding value and scarcity. When entering the Femina Mind mindset, we need to understand that relationships do not operate on oaths and promises, but on the flow of energy between two people. Your willingness to walk away is not an act of cruelty. It is how you reposition your own value within that system. Let us strip away the first two patterns to see this change clearly. 1. Emotional scarcity creates value. There is a fundamental psychological law. Human beings tend to undervalue things that are always available and abundant. In a relationship, if you are always the one responding to messages within 30 seconds, always ready to cancel all your personal plans to be with her, and always the one seeking connection after every conflict, you have turned yourself into a default setting. The behavior is that you become over-available. When your value in the eyes of the other person becomes as obvious as the air they breathe, they will stop making an effort to breathe it in. The psychology behind this is that when you are able to withdraw or reduce your investment, when you feel unappreciated, the energy of the relationship changes immediately. This scarcity is not about playing hard to get. It is about activating the protective instinct in the other person. When she realizes that the positive energy from you is not infinite and could be lost, she finally begins to truly see you. The Femina Mind approach is to not try to prove or explain that you are busy. Actually live your life. Maintain your own rhythm with work, passions, and friends. Do not force a connection when she is being vague or indifferent. Observe her reaction when you stop being the only one making an effort. That is when you start taking back control of your value. 2. Walking away is a signal of self-respect. This is the most essential point. Women are not attracted to coldness. They are attracted to self-respect. When you are truly willing to walk away, you are sending a message more powerful than any words. It says, I have standards for my life, and I respect myself enough not to stay where those standards are disregarded. The behavior is that instead of long arguments, begging her to change, or threatening in anger, you choose calmness. You state your position clearly by saying, this behavior does not fit my standards. I respect you, but I am leaving because I respect myself more. The psychology behind this is that you are teaching her how to treat you. If you stay after being treated poorly, you are telling her, you can do this, and I will still be here. But when you actually walk away, you reset the boundary. Your self-respect is the foundation so that she can respect you. Without respect, there is never sustainable attraction. A common mistake many men make is trying to negotiate their standards. They hope if they treat her even better, she will automatically respect them. Reality at Femina Mind points to the opposite. You cannot trade kindness for respect. You can only trade self-respect for respect. Have you ever seen someone suddenly change their attitude from indifferent to enthusiastic the moment you decided not to comply with their unreasonable demands? That is exactly the shift in status. If you have ever seen this change, leave a comment saying "shift" so we can share this awakening together. Remember, in the Femina Mind mindset, we do not play psychological games. We simply refuse to participate in games that lower our value. When you are steady enough to say no and walk away, that is also when you become most attractive. Not because you left her, but because you found yourself again. Right now, what you may be feeling isn't outrage. It's something quieter, a slight erosion, a subtle shift in tone. Moments that don't look serious enough to confront, yet don't sit right when you replay them later. That's what makes this stage difficult to trust, because nothing appears openly hostile. There's no dramatic confrontation, no clear declaration. Individually, each interaction can be explained away. Stress, mood, miscommunication. So you hesitate, unsure whether you're being sensitive or perceptive. But respect rarely disappears in one loud moment. It fades through pattern and posture, like a chair that wobbles slightly, stable enough to sit on, but never fully steady. Or like a compass that drifts a few degrees off center. The path still moves forward, yet something foundational has shifted. The issue isn't a single comment or gesture. It's the overall direction of energy. What matters isn't whether she still stays. It's whether you've started adjusting your tone, shrinking your opinions, or second-guessing your instincts just to avoid subtle dismissal. When someone repeatedly minimizes themselves to maintain harmony, that quiet self-editing becomes information. And from here, the pattern grows more consequential. Because what follows isn't loud disrespect, it's the gradual normalization of imbalance. This is where many men don't get challenged directly, but slowly stop being regarded as equal. If any part of this feels uncomfortably familiar, stay with me. 3. Absolute certainty kills the tension. There is a psychological law that many men ignore. Attraction needs a little space to breathe, a little uncertainty to maintain the heat. The pattern is that when you turn yourself into an entity that is too predictable, when she is 100% certain that no matter how she treats you, you will still be there, all healthy tension in the relationship vanishes. The psychology is that attraction does not live on boring stability. It lives on the perception that the man in front of her has value and has other options. This does not mean you have to be unfaithful. It means you must have a personal world large enough for her to understand that you are with her because you choose to be, not because you are stuck there. The right action is to never shrink your world to revolve around one woman. Maintain your goals, your career, your friendships, and your personal ecosystem. The willingness to walk away is the statement that says, "My world is large enough that I will still be okay even without you." 4. Fear of loss reveals the truth. In the Femina mind mindset, the willingness to walk away is not a tool to force someone to love you. It is a test to reveal the truth of the relationship. The pattern is that when you truly walk away because a boundary was violated, two possibilities will occur. One is that she will chase you because she recognizes your value and fears losing it. Two is that she will stay silent and let you go. The bitter truth is that both results are the answers you need. If she lets you go without any attempt to hold on, it means the attraction died a long time ago and you were just trying to drag along a lifeless corpse. Leaving at this point is not a loss. It is a liberation so that you do not waste any more time. 5. Women react to emotional stability. This is the climax of energy. There is a huge difference between a man who leaves in a panic of anger and a man who leaves in absolute calmness. The energy analysis is that a man who threatens to leave while arguing usually radiates weakness. He is using leaving as a weapon to demand attention. But a man who leaves in silence or with a calm word radiates stability. The psychology is that women are extremely sensitive to internal stability. When they see that you can control your instinct to cling, when they see that you are not ruled by emotions to the point of collapse, respect and desire within them will rise. They realize this is a man capable of leading himself, and that is the person they want to walk beside. 6. Stop competing for approval. When you are willing to walk away, you also stop the game of approval seeking. The pattern is that the more men fear losing a woman, the more they talk, the more they explain, and the more they try to prove they are good. This accidentally creates a lower energy. The shift is that when you are ready to walk away, you become a man of fewer words and more composure. You do not need to prove you are a good man. You simply live according to your standards. This lack of a need for validation is actually the most masculine and attractive trait. Each of these patterns leads you to one reality. The willingness to walk away is not about changing her, but about protecting your own integrity. If you agree that men lose their attraction when they lose their own lives and always chase after approval, hit like so I know you are on the same frequency as Femina mind. Emotions can deceive you, but patterns do not. Do not let the fear of loss cloud your reason. We will move to the final part to face the most painful truth, which is why empty threats of leaving are a poison for respect. We have gone through the dramatic psychological mechanisms, but now is the time to face the thorniest truth, something that the majority of men stumble upon but few dare to admit. The power of walking away does not lie in words, but in actual action. 7. The harsh truth is to never threaten if you do not intend to act. This is the final pattern, and also the most fatal mistake. Many men use the phrase, "If you continue acting like this, I will leave," as a type of weapon to apply pressure. But the problem is, after saying it, they stay. They stay after her first, second, and 100th broken promise. The consequence in the Femina mind mindset is that every time you declare a boundary but do not enforce it, a part of her respect for you dies. She realizes that your words carry no weight, and the fear of losing you is just a ghost that is not real. You have turned yourself into the boy who cried wolf, and at some point, no matter how much you shout, she will no longer believe you. The reverse psychology is that what makes a woman truly chase you is not angry threats of leaving. It is when she sees that you can truly live well, and even live more brilliantly, without her. Your independent happiness is what creates the most powerful attraction. The truth that is not easy to hear is this: she does not chase just because you walked out the door. She chases because at the very moment you are truly willing to walk away, your status has changed. You are no longer in the position of a supplicant. You have returned to the position of a man with value, with standards, and with the power of choice. The most dangerous thing is not whether she follows you or not. The most dangerous thing is staying too long in a dynamic where you're always the one who is afraid, always the one making concessions. When that happens, you do not just lose her, you lose your own identity. At Femina Mind, we build this mindset not to help you beat women in a battle of wits. We help you build an internal solidity so strong that you do not need to act. The willingness to walk away is not a dating tactic. It is a lifestyle. It is a state of being that says, I choose you because you bring value to my life, and I will leave if my presence is not properly appreciated. And in the end, the question is not about what type of man women like more. It is also not about turning the willingness to walk away into a tactic. What is more important is this: when a man can truly walk away, where does he stand with himself? It is not about being cold. It is not about being challenging. It is about not trading away your own value just to be kept around. Many people think that if they care enough, persist long enough, or prove themselves clearly enough, then their feelings will be returned. But the paradox is this: when you cling tightly because you fear loss, you accidentally send a signal that you are willing to accept anything. But when you can walk away, not out of anger, but out of self-respect, you are showing that your presence is a choice, not a plea. And sometimes it is that very energy that creates attraction, not because it is manipulative, but because it comes from an internal sense of fulfillment. Femina Mind does not exist to teach you how to pretend to leave just to be chased. It is also not about turning a relationship into a power game. Femina Mind is an observational mindset. It helps you recognize the difference between leaving because your ego is hurt and leaving because of self-respect. It is a way to stay calm when your emotions want to pull you into the chase and run loop. And above all, it is a compass that reminds you that your value does not increase when someone chases you, but rather when you are no longer afraid to be alone. And perhaps the question worth asking yourself is not, how can I make her chase me? Instead, it is, if everything ended tomorrow, would I still stand firm with myself? If you want, you can share your thoughts or experiences in the comments section. Not to prove anything, but simply to be honest. And if Femina Mind helps you maintain that clarity, you can stay and follow the channel. Not to learn how to make someone run after you, but to ensure you never have to run after your own value.